Hi everyone, this is just a short video that is a follow-up video to the professional development that we had on the Outlook calendar system that we'll be using for students in the next academic year. So again, this is just like a quick follow-up video as we move forward because we've seen some things that maybe needed to be addressed that were not addressed in the professional development that we had. So again, you need to go into your Outlook email and then go to your calendar. And again, you should all have access to the cohort calendars. And this is just a reminder, we're not going to be adding events from our calendars. They need to be added from the student calendars because that's how the calendar is getting built. If you add it from your personal calendar, then it's not on the student calendar. And the students aren't going to see that there's an event taking place or that they have class, an activity, an assessment, whatever it may be. So again, you need to choose a calendar and then add the event from that calendar just by double clicking. And then just remember in the title, it needs to go cohort, course name, and then the title of the course session. And then if it's mandatory, again, we need to include that. Then you want to make sure that you have your start time and end time correct with the date and the times. One thing that wasn't discussed in the professional development that we do need to address is reoccurring events. We cannot do this. Unfortunately, Outlook and AIMS don't communicate well when we make events reoccurring. And the students then, when they are on AIMS, can't see that the event is taking place more than once. So just know that unfortunately for us, we do need to add in each event individually. And then again, down here we have notes. Remember, we don't have to have notes unless it's needed. And then we have to add in the faculty that are teaching the session. And then if we need media support, we need to add them in, which we were told. Media support needs to be invited to every event. It would help if I could spell today. So every time we create an event within a student calendar, media does need to be invited. And I'll talk a little bit more about that later. And then again, if it's an assessment also needs to be invited. So as far as faculty goes, just the faculty name or names go here. And then media, the form that we were given, something that wasn't discussed but is on the form, it says that when we're requesting media support, the codes need to be in green. So for example, standard setup should pretty much be in every event because standard setup is just, getting the microphones ready, the document camera, and opening the PowerPoint with Turning Point active. So, and the code for that is just startup. And then again, something that they didn't discuss, but this should be in green. So you just come up here, format text, and put it in green. So this right now, startup doesn't include recording. So if it's in a large lecture hall, media site needs to be the code, or if it's in a small breakout room, SOM is the code. So depending on what room you're in is going to depend on the recording code that you need to use. So we're going to put this in a small room, so we would use SOM. So then once we have all this done, we need to go to the scheduling assistant, and this is where we're going to invite everyone. So again, if you just click on under the P1 calendar, if you just click here, and if you start typing in room, we'll put this in RDEC. And as you can see, this conflicts. There's a remediation happening from 1 to 4. So we would go back and if we needed to, change the time that this was occurring. So now we see that it's not conflicting with the remediation. So then after we've invited the room, then we need to invite media. And it's really important that we don't forget to invite media because of the fact that, it's building their calendar so they know where they need to be, what time, where, and what support is needed for them. So then next we need to invite the assessment team. We only are going to invite them though if there is some sort of an assessment taking place, like a traditional assessment in terms of a quiz or an exam. So there's assessments. And then once we have invited the room, we just need to make sure that all attendees are correct. So it's on the correct calendar, the correct room has been invited, and either media support or assessments have been invited. So then we would go back to meeting and hit send. I'm not going to hit send only because of the fact that then I don't want RDEC media support and assessments to get this request just for me to delete it and then wonder why. And the nice thing is then it kind of fills in your room, media support, assessments, and the location. So again, just a few things to remember. We can't make reoccurring events. We need to make sure that we invite media support to every session if they're needed. Invite assessments to the traditional assessments and make sure to invite the room and just double check and make sure that, the room isn't already booked during the time that you need it for, and any media codes need to be highlighted in green. If you have any questions, I would highly suggest contacting Michael Wright from the Academic Technology Services Department because he'll be able to help you if you have further questions or need something explained in more detail that wasn't covered in this video. Thanks, have a great day.